What's going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming on behalf of Chitty's World, and man, I am so blessed and glad that I grew up in the 90s, and we had everything from the malls, the food, the shows, the cartoons, the Saturday morning cartoons, the video games, the consoles, just everything, commercials. I think I might have said that, but either way, that we had everything compared to what these kids nowadays have. I actually feel bad for kids nowadays because they don't get to experience the awesome things that we got to, witness, and riding bikes and friends and just everything prior to social media and prior to the internet was just an absolute joy to be around. But what I want to talk about here today is nostalgia, and it's going to be about the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game that was announced yesterday during the Summer Game Fest called Rita's Rewind. I thought that the Summer Game Fest was actually kind of boring. I didn't really care for it too much. I loved how the Switch got some love at the very beginning with the new Lego Horizons Adventures, which is based off the Horizon Zero Dawn, actual game. That's a PlayStation game. It's on PC too, but it's nice to see that that's going over to Nintendo Switch as well too. I think that's freaking awesome. Then of course we got the Harry Potter Quidditch Champions game. Looks actually kind of fun. It's gonna be on Nintendo Switch as well. Now this game here, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, was not announced for anything other than Steam. It's available on the Steam wish list, but I'm assuming it's probably going to come to consoles as well too, and it looks like a Nintendo Switch game. It's got to be on there. But this game is definitely a throwback to the old 90s Power Rangers games. I remember playing the original, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game on the Super Nintendo. There was some games on Nintendo, but on the Super Nintendo, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game was just absolutely amazing. It was a action game, a beat 'em up style game, and just tons of fun. It reminded me of the old Ninja Turtles game, the Turtles in Time, the original Turtles, arcade, everything along those lines. It definitely reminded me of that game, and I actually enjoyed playing that. In the movie version of the game, it was on Super Nintendo. They're on the Genesis too, but the movie version of the game was actually a lot of fun as well too. And then of course later on in 2017 they came out with Mega Battle, which I have as well too, and I played. But again, no, that wasn't basically a throwback to the 90s. It was a beat 'em up game, but it was a more modern style, beat 'em up game. But this game here is literally like they took everything from the original Super Nintendo and Genesis game, and they took all that and they just literally brought it, took it in time into the future here and brought it over to us and gave us a lot more. And all the original characters are in it. Looks like the cutscenes are going to be more modernized and such as well too, and that's perfectly fine. But the actual gameplay itself is definitely a throwback to that Super Nintendo era type of games here and the Genesis. But it looks, like I said, it looks absolutely phenomenal. The original cast is in there. Of course, you have some of the original monsters as well too. The putties, Goldar, etc. Rita, of course, Rita's Rewind is the name of the actual title. And then of course, there's something new that I noticed watching this too, is that they're gonna have like a first person. So the Zords are in it, but before though, you always just gotta play just like a side scroller of the Zords. I think they might have had one game where you may have been able to do the first person. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but this here is just great. When you're riding, I see you riding on a roller coaster in one, and it gives you like the first person aspect of perspective of being able to actually see. And then of course, when you're fighting against the monsters in the Zord, you can actually feel like you're one of the Power Rangers inside the Zords. This right there just blew my mind. I thought that was an amazing thing, amazing feature to bring already to this 2D side-scroller game. Now, again, I'm really excited for this game. I really hope that they announce a Switch physical version. I'm sure there's going to be a physical. Well, there may not be a physical version right away. It depends. If this game is treated anything like how Shredder's Revenge was treated, then it will definitely get a physical version of the game, and as well a digital version. But I hope they get that. This is going to be developed by, I believe it was Digital Eclipse, which also worked on several games, including the Cowabunga collection, the Mega Man collection. They've worked on so many, the Disney classic games collection, I believe it was the SNK ones. Just so many different games they have worked on back in the, of course, the older games and such as well too. So they know their nostalgia. So it's definitely cool to see them guys working on this game. So I'm excited for it. Again, as a huge fan of the Power Rangers and as a huge fan of the original games growing up, absolutely love those. Like I said, Mega Battle was pretty fun. But to see that they took this 90s style game and literally brought it, into the future here is just is great here. And then also, you know, like I said, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I mean, this is great news for me. When I say I'm a huge Power Rangers fan, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I may not be so now. I actually stopped watching it after Zeo. I watched it up till Zeo anyways, and then because I really love that series. But I had every single toy that you can think of that was Power Rangers, all the Zords. You know, I had the command center, had all the figures, and I'll show a picture of everything I had here. I once took a picture of my collection, and I had these for years, guys. A lot of money put into this, and my dumbass sold it all on eBay for like dirt cheap because I needed the money and I needed the room because we were moving. And of course, during that time, it wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really like a hip thing to have, you know, toys all over the place. But if I could go back in time and stop myself from doing that, I definitely would, because I miss those toys. But again, guys, let me know what you think here of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. I think it looks fantastic. Definitely a throwback and nostalgia kickback to the old 90s you know, Power Rangers games on SNES and Sega Genesis. So again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for this game? And do you hope that they have a physical version of the game, much like they did with the Cowabunga collection, much like they did with Shredder's Revenge, and they release it, you know, of course, with some goodies, you know, some maybe like some artwork or, you know, some stickers, a keychain, or what have you. I really hope that we get that with this title, guys. Make sure you like this video if you choose to. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that bell notification. That's all things that is Chit Chat Gaming here on Chitty's World. And as always, guys, happy gaming.